Time to check in with Casey Jones, look at what's next in sports. They look like they're going in the right direction.
Yeah, you know what? They are, Amanda. They just barely got a win today. It was a dramatic finish. We'll have all those highlights coming up next in sports. Irish taking it down to the wire. Look at sports is next.
Right now on Fox 28 News, the latest look at the local sports with Casey Jones.
Pittsburgh and Notre Dame had met 67 times before today. Notre Dame had beaten Pitt 25 times in the Panthers' house. Coach Kelly saying all week that in order for the Irish to be successful, they would need to maximize execution, cut down on the mistakes, minimize penalties, improve special teams, and reduce their turnovers. After narrowly sneaking away with a win today, I'll let you be the judge to see if they made any of those improvements. Take you on out to Heinz Field, home of the Pittsburgh Steelers and the Pitt Panthers. Scoreless in the first, 3rd and 11. Look at Reese. He drops back. He holds onto the ball just a little bit too long. He's going to lose it on the sack. Pitt recovers. They would end up getting a field goal out of that, off to an early 3-0 lead. So let's try it again. This time we're going to run the ball. Give it to Jonas Gray. He says, give me the ball. Shakes a couple tacklers to the right, and you can forget about him. Look at him go. 79 yards, high-stepping it all the way into the end zone. That's his first touchdown of the season. He's going to thank the line, and Notre Dame was up 7-3, third quarter, 7-6 game. Pitt at the 3-yard line. Tino Sunseri rolls to the right. He hits Hubby Graham in the back of the end zone. Pitt would go for 2, but they would miss it. Panthers led 12-7 at that point. Fast forward to the 4th. Tommy Reese had 2 turnovers today. He's got 9 of the team's 15. Stepped up when they needed him, though. The final drive, the Irish, was a perfect 8 for 8 completions. 5 of those passes going to Tyler Eifert. 2 of them very clutch. On 2nd and goal, Reese threads the needle between the Pitt defenders. Eifert, 6-yard touchdown. They would go for 2. Reese drops back. Reese throwing, Eifert jumping, catching, coming down with it. 2-point conversion good, 15-12. Irish in the lead, in danger of giving the ball back to Pitt. Kelly goes for it on 4th and 1. Under 50 seconds to play. Reese rolling around there in the pile. They bring out the sticks. It was that close, and look at how close it was. First down. That's the ball game, folks, by a nose of a football. 15-12 the final. Kelly happy to get out of there with a W today.
They're a tough team to defend. You know, obviously Graham's all over the place, and it's a tough offense to defend. Our guys did a nice job. Tommy settled into being the kind of quarterback he has to be. He was 8 for 8 on the last drive, and came up big on the road when we needed a great drive. Anytime you're on the road, find a way to win.
After dropping out of the top 25 with the loss to Notre Dame last week, Michigan State looked to rebound against the in-state rival Central Michigan. The Chippewas have given the Spartans trouble in the past, beating them just 2 years ago, but not today. After finishing with only 29 yards total rushing last week, MSU exploded for 197 and 3 rushing scores today. They beat up on the Chips in East Lansing, 45-7 the final. A few cities to the east, the Wolverines jumping into a top 25 spot at number 22, trying to protect that and welcoming Michigan head coach Brady Hoke's ex-team, San Diego State, to the big house. Denard Robinson doing a majority of the welcoming. Look at Brady Hoke trying to slap the banner. I think he got it there. No score in the first. Robinson's going to change that. A 5-yard score. Michigan's first score of the first quarter all season. Still in the first. Robinson again, option keeper. He is so dangerous. Look at him go. 53 yards to the house. 14-0 Michigan. It was the same score in the second. Good play action fake here is going to get Robinson his 3rd first-half touchdown. 139 yards rushing for Robinson in 2 quarters. He finished with 200 yards on the ground. In the 4th, though, Robinson thinking, you know what, I think it's about time I share the love. Gives it to Vincent Smith. Rolls around, stays on his feet all the way into the end zone. 7-yard score. Michigan on top there. The final 28-7. Ohio State out of the top 25 for the first time in 7 years. True freshman Braxton Miller getting his first start and taking it to Colorado. Buckeyes up 10-0 and adding to it. Miller drops back. He's going to find Devin Smith behind the defenders. Wide open 31-yard touchdown. 17-0 Ohio State. It was 20-7 in the 3rd. Miller to Smith again. Corner of the end zone. 17-yard strike. Buckeyes all over Colorado, 37-17. Colorado has now dropped 19 straight games. An SEC showdown between number 3 Alabama and number 14 Arkansas taking place in Alabama. Crimson Tide 4th and 4. The Tide lining up for a field goal, but switched to a shotgun formation. Then they're going to hike it and just launch the ball over the heads of the unknowing Razorback defenders. A 37-yard touchdown from Michael Williams. That set the tone for the entire game. Roll Tide, roll. And they did. 38-14 the final. Well, the Notre Dame women's volleyball team swept the In-Tower Invitational this past week in Wisconsin, only losing 1 set. The 7-3 Lady Irish opened Big East play today against Georgetown, and they picked up right where they left off. You got to feel sorry for the Bulldogs when the Lady Irish are playing this good. In the first game, early on, after a long volley back and forth, look at Maggie Brindock setting up Jenny Hauser. Monster spike there, landing at home. ND led early, 4-1. Later in that first game, off the return, it's Hauser again, and this time another big-time spike. Irish took the first game 25-11. Irish point, yes it was. Second game off the dig, it's the Brindock-Hauser combination again with the set and spike. She had 6 kills, Jenny Hauser did on the day. Later in that set, who else than none other but Jenny Hauser herself? Why not? Set point. Notre Dame takes it in 3 straight sets. A 4-game winning streak on the line tomorrow as they play Villanova at the Joyce Center. It's sad to see such a magical season come to an end. Justin Verlander trying to become the first pitcher in over 2 decades to win 25 games in a single season. It's even sadder that he didn't do it tonight. Orioles are the spoiler in that effort. Homered off him in the first and added 3 more in the second. Tigers fall 6-5 to the Orioles in Detroit. That's the final there. Cubs trying to play the spoiler role as well this afternoon, and Chicago doing their best to spoil away a win in St. Louis. Top of the first, runners on the corner. Alfonso Soriano says, "I don't mind if I do." RBI drive to left made it 1-0 Cubs early. Stayed that way till the 9th. Carlos Marmol on to close it out. He would walk the bases loaded, and then he walks in the tying run of the game. So now we're tied at 1. Bases still loaded. 2 pitches later, Marmol, a wild pitch, walk-off wild pitch, as Adrian Chambers come on to score. Cards say thanks to the Cubs, they're now 2 back with 4 to play with the wild card.
All right. Well, next week we're closer to home.
We are. Notre Dame is in Indiana. They're taking on Purdue. The Boilermakers, they'll be ready for that rivalry game.
All right. Sounds good. Thanks a lot. Stay with us. Courtney has a look at your forecast when we come back.